The NoFate Channel checking in with another episode of Dates with Dad, and today we're heading to Philadelphia. So we're headed to Philadelphia. We passed New York. We're at a rest stop. We've got about 40 more miles to go. My wife and I were already heading down to Philadelphia for the Susan G. Komen 3-Day for a Cure. We'll be walking 60 miles over 3 days to raise money and awareness for breast cancer. But since we were already heading to Philadelphia anyway, we're using that travel obligation to tack on an extra day on the front end and just take the city in. We've never been to Philadelphia. It should be fun. We've got a lot of awesome stuff planned in terms of seeing as much as possible in one day. But this is a prime example on how you guys, if you have work obligations, travel obligations, family events to go to plan out and get an extra date in without too much extra expense for travel. Whenever my wife and I visit a new city for a day or two, we utilize the hop-on, hop-off bus tours that most cities offer as a mode of transportation and as a way to get a lot of historical and pop culture information about the city itself. We did this in DC, we did it in Boston, it worked great. Philadelphia was no different. You pay one fee, in this case it was $32 without any coupons or discounts, and you can hop on and hop off the bus as long as you want. One full rotation of their main loop was 90 minutes, and they just provide tons of historical and pop culture information about the sites that they pass. The bus tour is a great way to not only see the city and learn about the city, but use it as a mode of transportation. They had over 25 stops, and between that and maybe walking half a block, you got to any potential points of interest in Philadelphia. One of the key landmarks we wanted to see in Philadelphia was the Liberty Bell. It is free to access. You do have to pass through a security checkpoint, and that line to get through security can get long as the day goes on, so try to get there early if possible. It was a really informative area. They had 4 to 5 sections giving historical context, not only on the bell, but that time period. And at the very end of the museum, so to speak, was the Liberty Bell. You could get photos with it, as well as see the crack. So definitely worth going if you're gonna go into Philadelphia. We enjoyed it. So lunch in Philadelphia. There are a ton of famous steak and cheese options. There's a Hard Rock Cafe. There's a huge marketplace where you could get anything you wanted. We knew we were going to have a large dinner, and we didn't want to waste time sitting down or going to a crowded restaurant to get food. So what we did was we popped in, split a Subway sandwich just to hold us over until dinner time, and we were in and out in 15 minutes and back to diving into what Philadelphia had to offer. The Philadelphia Zoo is the nation's first zoo, and we squeezed this into our jam-packed schedule in part because we got half off admission. The Boston Museum of Science membership that we own offers reciprocity to this zoo. Normally it would have cost us $23, but we got 50% off. It was a great zoo. We were on a time constraint due to the bus schedule and how much stuff we wanted to squeeze in. So we skipped the children's stuff. They had tons of stuff for kids, playscapes, touch and feel sections with smaller animals. And if you do have children, I would recommend bringing them there. We stuck to the bigger animals, the primates, the big cats, the rhinos, the hippos, the giraffes, the zebras, as well as the eagles and some of the other stuff. They also offer hot air balloon rides there if you're interested. It was a great time, and even though we were in a rush to kind of see everything, I definitely would recommend it to those who are going to Philadelphia for the day or two. The Franklin Institute was the last stop in Philadelphia for the day. We snuck in for free because of, you guessed it, the Boston Museum of Science membership also had reciprocity to the Franklin Institute. This was a huge science museum, 3 massive floors. It was the size of a mall, and it had so many interactive and just different exhibits. I can't even go into detail except to say it's one of the must-sees if you get to Philadelphia. I was just really amazed with what they offered, and if you have kids, man, they would probably spend the whole day there if they could. They also have side exhibits, so to speak, like escape rooms, mirror maze, a planetarium, IMAX theater, etc. I definitely would suggest if you're going to go to Philadelphia and you have kids or you're interested in science, bring them to the Franklin Institute. I just still can't get over how awesome it was, and I would definitely go back if we did visit Philadelphia again. It's 8:30 p.m. and we finally made it to the hotel room. I am exhausted. I've been up since 3 a.m. But Dates with Dad was a huge success. We went up one side and down the other of Philadelphia, and we squeezed in so much in just one day. I was actually pretty impressed with how much ground we covered. Tomorrow we hit Susan G. Komen's 3 Days for a Cure, and that's a whole different show, a whole different series. If you like today's episode of Dates with Dad, hit the subscribe button. Remember, if you have committed obligations for travel or family events, try to squeeze in dates either before or after, okay? Try to get those dates squeezed in, especially where you already have committed time or funds in terms of travel and getting there. I hope you liked today's video. As usual, save nothing for the trip back. Thanks for watching.